Have you ever thought, I'm not good enough? Or everyone is better than me? Or I don't like myself very much? Many people think these things. Maybe you think these things too. Today, I want to talk to you about something very important, something that can change your life. Learning to love yourself. Hi, everyone. I'm Sadie. Welcome to Artificial Fluency Podcast. Before we begin, I want to say something from my heart. I upload new videos to our channel every day for you to learn and grow. Don't forget to support me so I can continue doing this. You can help me see our channel in front of more people by subscribing, becoming a member, liking, and commenting on each of my videos. Please don't forget to do these. Thank you so much. Today, we will talk about loving yourself. This is not easy. Many people don't love themselves. Many people are very hard on themselves, very critical. What does critical mean? It means you always see the bad things. You always think you are not good enough. Today, I will help you change this. I will teach you how to be kind to yourself, how to love yourself. I will use very simple English, short sentences, easy words. You don't need to understand everything. Just listen, just relax. This topic is about feelings, about your heart, about being kind to yourself. Are you ready? Let's begin. Let's begin. If you liked this lesson, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you can keep improving your English with us. Let me ask you something. Do you know that voice in your head? The voice that talks to you all day? Everyone has this voice. Sometimes this voice is kind. It says nice things. But for many people, this voice is not kind. This voice is mean. This voice criticizes. What does it say? Maybe it says, "You're not smart," or "You look bad today," or "You made a mistake, you're stupid," or "Everyone is better than you." This voice is very harsh, very hard, very mean. And the sad thing? This voice is your voice. You are talking to yourself this way. Let me give you an example. Imagine you have a friend. Your friend makes a mistake. What do you say to your friend? You probably say, "It's okay. Everyone makes mistakes. Don't worry." You are kind. You are gentle. You are understanding. Now, imagine you make a mistake. What do you say to yourself? Many people say, "I'm so stupid. Why did I do that? I always mess up." See the difference? You are kind to your friend, but you are mean to yourself. Why? Why do we do this? I don't know why, but I know this. It's not fair. It's not right. You deserve kindness too, from other people and from yourself. Let me tell you something important. Your mind should be a safe place, a place where you feel okay, a place where you can rest. But if your mind is always criticizing you, if your mind is always saying mean things, then your mind is not safe. It's like a war inside your head, and you cannot grow in a war. You cannot heal in a place that feels dangerous. So, the first step to loving yourself is this. Notice the voice. Pay attention. What is the voice saying? Is it kind or is it mean? Just notice. Just listen. You don't have to change it today. Just notice it. This is the beginning. Now let me ask, why are we so hard on ourselves? I think there are many reasons. One reason is this. We think we need to be perfect. We see other people. They look happy, they look successful, they look perfect. So we think, I need to be perfect too. But here's the truth. Nobody is perfect. Nobody. Those people you see, they have problems too. They make mistakes too. They feel bad sometimes too. But we only see the outside. We don't see their struggles, their fears, their sad days. So we compare. We think, they are better than me. But this is not true. This is not fair to yourself. Another reason we are hard on ourselves, we think we need to earn love. What does earn mean? It means you work for something. You get it because you did something good. Many people think, if I am successful, then I am worthy of love. Or, if I look good, then people will love me. Or, if I am perfect, then I will love myself. But this is wrong. Love is not something you earn. Love is something you deserve, always, just because you exist. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be successful. You don't need to look a certain way. You are worthy of love right now, today, as you are. Let me say that again because it's important. You are worthy of love right now, today, as you are. Not tomorrow when you lose weight, not next year when you get a better job, not when you finally fix all your problems. Right now. This is hard to believe, I know, because we are taught to think differently. But it's true. You are enough. Now, let's talk about something many people struggle with. Appearance. How you look. Many people look in the mirror and feel bad. They think, I don't look good. I'm too fat. I'm too thin. I'm too old. I'm not pretty. I'm not handsome. The mirror becomes a test. Every day you look in the mirror, and every day you judge yourself. This is very tiring, very painful. Let me tell you something. You are not your face. You are not your body. You are not your appearance. What does this mean? It means, yes, you have a body. Yes, you have a face. But that's not who you are. Who you are is inside. You are your kindness, your laugh, your thoughts, your feelings. You're your heart. You are the way you make people feel when they talk to you. You are the warmth in your voice when you say, I understand. You are the joy in your eyes when you smile. These things, you cannot see them in a mirror, but they are the real you. Let me tell you something about a woman named Frida Kahlo. Frida was a painter from Mexico. She lived a long time ago. Frida had many problems in her life. She was sick, she was in pain, she had a difficult life. And Frida's face? It was not what people called perfect. She had thick eyebrows, she had facial hair, she looked different. But Frida didn't hide. She didn't try to look like everyone else. Instead, she painted herself. Many, many times. She painted her truth, her pain, her strength. Frida said, I paint myself because I am so often alone and because I am the subject I know best. Frida loved herself, not because she looked perfect, but because she knew herself. She accepted herself. Today, Frida is famous. People love her art. People love her courage. So, what can we learn from Frida? We can learn this. Don't waste your life worrying about how you look. Your appearance will change. You will get older. Your body will change. This is normal. This is life. But who you are inside, your heart, your kindness, your spirit, that doesn't change. That's the real you. The next time you look in the mirror, try something different. Don't ask, what's wrong with me? Instead, ask, what do I need today? What would make me feel good today? Maybe you need rest. Maybe you need water. Maybe you need to go outside. Maybe you need to talk to a friend. Take care of yourself, not to look perfect, but to feel good. If you liked this lesson, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you can keep improving your English with us. Now, let's talk about the past. Everyone has a past. Everyone has made mistakes. Maybe you said something mean to someone. Maybe you made a bad choice. Maybe you hurt someone. Maybe you failed at something. And now you feel bad. You feel shame. You feel guilty. That feeling stays with you. It's like a heavy bag you carry everywhere. And that voice in your head, it says, you are a bad person. You always mess things up. You will never change. But let me tell you something very important. You are not your mistakes. Let me say that again. You are not your mistakes. Yes, you made mistakes. Everyone does. But a mistake is something you did. It's not who you are. Think about it this way. Your life is like a book, a long book with many pages. Your past, your mistakes, they are just one chapter, just a few pages. But the book is not finished. You are still writing it. You can write new pages, better pages, different pages. You are not trapped in your past. You can change. You can grow. You can be better. Let me tell you about Oprah. Do you know Oprah? She is a famous woman in America. She is on TV. She is very successful. She is very rich. But Oprah's childhood was very difficult. She was poor, she was hurt, she had a hard life. She made mistakes. But Oprah didn't stay in her past. She learned from it. She grew, she changed. Today, Oprah helps millions of people. She talks about her past, but she doesn't live in her past. She says, "That was my past. I learned from it. Now I am creating my future." You can do this too. You don't need to be famous. You don't need to be rich. You just need to forgive yourself. Forgive the person you were. That person didn't know better. That person was doing their best with what they knew. But you are not that person anymore. You are learning. You are growing. Say to yourself, "I made a mistake, but I learned from it. I am not that mistake. I am the person who is trying to be better." This is freedom. Now, let's talk about how to love yourself. What can you actually do? Good news. Self-love is not big. It's not loud. It's not expensive. Self-love is small. It's quiet. It's simple. Let me give you examples. Example 1. Eat good food. This sounds simple, right? But many people don't do this. They skip meals, they eat junk food, they don't drink water. Your body is your home. You live in your body every day. Take care of it. Eat healthy food, drink water, don't skip meals. Ask yourself, what would be good for my body today? Example 2. Rest when you are tired. Many people think, "I must work all the time, I must be busy, rest is lazy." But this is wrong. Rest is not lazy. Rest is necessary. When you are tired, rest, sleep, take a break. It's okay. You cannot give to others if you are empty inside. Example 3. Say kind words to yourself. Remember that voice in your head? Start changing it. When it says something mean, stop it. Say, "No, that's not true. I'm doing my best." Or, "I'm having a hard day, but I'm still here. I'm still trying." Be your own friend. Talk to yourself the way you talk to people you love. Example 4. Say no sometimes. You don't have to say yes to everything. You don't have to help everyone. You don't have to be nice to everyone all the time. It's okay to say no. It's okay to protect your time, your energy, your peace. Saying no to others sometimes means saying yes to yourself. Example 5. Enjoy small things. You don't need big things to be happy. Enjoy a cup of tea. Enjoy the sun. Enjoy a good song. Enjoy a walk. You don't need to earn these things. You don't need to wait until you finish your work. Joy is not a reward. Joy is part of life. Let yourself enjoy small moments without guilt. Example 6. Celebrate small wins. Did you get out of bed today even though you felt sad? That's a win. Did you eat a healthy meal? That's a win. Did you finish a task? That's a win. Celebrate these small things. They matter.
You don't need to achieve big things to be proud of yourself. Small steps count too.
Now, I want to tell you something important. Learning to love yourself is not fast. It's not easy. It's a journey, a long journey. Some days will be good. You will feel strong. You will feel kind to yourself. Other days will be hard. The mean voice will come back. You will feel bad about yourself again. This is normal. This is okay. You are not failing. You are learning. Think about learning English. Did you learn English in one day? No. Some days you understand everything. Other days you feel confused. But you keep going. You keep practicing. Slowly, you get better. Loving yourself is the same. Some days you will be kind to yourself. Other days you will be critical again. But if you keep trying, if you keep practicing, you will get better. Little by little, day by day. Here's what I want you to remember. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be trying. You don't need to love yourself 100% today, just 1% more than yesterday. That's enough. You are doing great. You are learning. You are growing. Be patient with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Good things take time. Good things need roots first. You are building those roots right now. We talked for 30 minutes today about loving yourself, about being kind to yourself. Let me remind you of the most important things. 1. Notice the voice in your head. Is it kind or mean? 2. You are worthy of love right now. You don't need to earn it. 3. You are not your appearance. You are your heart, your kindness, your spirit. 4. You are not your mistakes. Your past is just one chapter. You are still writing your story. 5. Self-love is small acts. Eat well, rest, say kind words, say no sometimes. Enjoy small things. 6. It's a journey. Be patient with yourself. I want to give you one small challenge. Today, before you go to sleep, say one kind thing to yourself. Just one. I did my best today. I am trying. I am enough. Just one kind sentence to yourself. Can you do that? I believe in you. You are learning English. That takes courage. That takes effort. You are here, listening to me, trying to grow. That's beautiful. You are doing great. Be kind to yourself. You deserve it. Thank you for listening today. Thank you for being here. I am proud of you. This is Sadie. I will see you in the next episode. Until then, remember, you are enough. Right now, today, as you are. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. You deserve it. Goodbye. Have you ever noticed that no matter how much you achieve, you still feel like something is missing? You get the job you wanted, but you're not happy. You reach your goal, but you still feel empty inside. Buddha taught something powerful about this over 2,500 years ago. And today, his wisdom is more relevant than ever. Hi, everyone. I'm Sadie, and welcome to Artificial Fluency Podcast. Before we begin this special episode, I want to say something from my heart. I upload new videos to our channel every day for you to learn and grow. Don't forget to support me so I can continue doing this. You can help me see our channel in front of more people by subscribing, becoming a member, liking, and commenting on each of my videos. Please don't forget to do these. Thank you so much for your support. Today's episode is about wisdom. Ancient wisdom that can help you live a more peaceful, meaningful life. We're going to explore 20 life lessons from Buddha. These aren't religious lessons, they're universal truths about the human mind, about suffering, about happiness, and about how to live well. This is a B1 to B2 level episode, so I'll use intermediate English. I'll speak clearly and naturally, using real expressions that native speakers use when talking about philosophy and personal growth. The beauty of these lessons is that they're simple to understand, but powerful to apply. You don't need to be Buddhist to benefit from them. You just need to be human. As you listen, don't worry about understanding every single word. Focus on the main ideas. Let the wisdom sink in naturally, just like you're letting English sink in naturally. Buddha taught that the mind is everything. What you think, you become. So today, as we practice English together, we're also practicing how to think about life in a healthier, wiser way. Are you ready? Let's begin with the most fundamental teaching. If you liked this lesson, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you can keep improving your English with us. Lesson 1. Your mind is everything. Buddha said, "What you think, you become." This is the foundation of all his teachings. Everything in your life, your emotions, your habits, your decisions, your experiences, all of it starts in your mind. Think about it. Two people can be in the exact same situation and have completely different experiences. Why? Because their minds are different. Let me give you an example. Imagine two students preparing for the same exam. They have the same books, the same teacher, the same amount of time. Student A thinks, "I'm not smart enough. I'll probably fail. Everyone else is better than me." Student B thinks, "I can do this. If I study hard, I'll be prepared. I'm capable of learning." Same situation, different thoughts, different results. Student A feels anxious, studies poorly, and might actually fail, not because they lack ability, but because their mind created that reality. Student B feels confident, studies effectively, and has a much better chance of success. This is what Buddha meant by what you think, you become. Your mind is not just a part of you. Your mind is creating your reality every single day.
Lesson 15. A disciplined mind leads to true happiness. Now here's an important question. If your mind creates your reality, can you control your mind? Buddha taught that yes, you can. And this is the key to happiness. Most people think happiness comes from external things, money, success, relationships, possessions. But Buddha said happiness comes from a disciplined mind. What does disciplined mean here? It means trained, controlled, focused. An undisciplined mind jumps from thought to thought. It worries constantly. It compares itself to others. It dwells on the past and fears the future. This kind of mind is never at peace, even if everything in life is going well. But a disciplined mind stays calm. It chooses its thoughts carefully. It focuses on what matters. How do you discipline your mind? Start small. In the morning, instead of immediately checking your phone and filling your mind with news and social media, sit quietly for a few minutes. Just breathe. Just be. Throughout the day, notice your thoughts. When negative thoughts come, and they will, don't fight them. Just observe them and let them pass, like clouds in the sky. Before you react to something that upsets you, pause. Take 3 seconds. In those 3 seconds, you create space between the trigger and your response. This is mental discipline, and it changes everything. Lesson 17. The greatest victory is over yourself. Buddha taught something that might surprise you. It is better to conquer yourself than to win 1,000 battles. We live in a world that celebrates external victories, winning competitions, getting promotions, becoming famous. But Buddha said the real victory, the victory that actually matters, is internal. What does it mean to conquer yourself? It means conquering your laziness when you want to sleep in, but you get up anyway. It means conquering your anger when someone upsets you, but you choose to respond calmly. It means conquering your fear when you're scared to try something new, but you do it anyway. It means conquering your procrastination when you want to delay something, but you start immediately. These are quiet victories. Nobody sees them. Nobody applauds them. There's no trophy, no recognition. But these victories build something invaluable: self-respect. When you conquer yourself, you prove to yourself that you're in control of your life. You're not a victim of your emotions or your habits. And that feeling, that sense of self-mastery, is more valuable than any external achievement. Lesson 18. Learn to respond, not react. This brings us to one of Buddha's most practical teachings: the difference between reacting and responding. What's the difference? Reacting is emotional, fast, and unfiltered. When something happens, you immediately react based on your emotions. Someone criticizes you, and you react with anger. You say something you regret later. Responding is different. Responding is calm, thoughtful, and wise. You pause, you think, and then you choose how to act. Someone criticizes you, and you respond by asking questions to understand their perspective. Or you calmly explain your position, or you simply choose not to engage. Here's why this matters. When you react, you give your power away. The other person or situation controls you. When you respond, you keep your power. You remain in control of yourself. The practice is simple. Pause. Just 3 seconds. That's all you need to shift from reacting to responding. Those 3 seconds change everything.
Lesson 2. Peace comes from within. Now let's talk about peace. Real peace. Most people search for peace in the wrong places. They think, when I get this job, I'll have peace. When I find the right partner, I'll have peace. When I have enough money, I'll have peace. But Buddha taught something radical. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. What does this mean? It means peace is not something you find. Peace is something you create inside yourself. The external world will always give you reasons to lose your peace. There will always be problems, challenges, difficulties. If your peace depends on everything being perfect outside, you'll never have peace. But if you learn to create peace inside, through your thoughts, your breath, your focus, then you can be peaceful even when life is chaotic. Let me give you an example. Two people are stuck in traffic. Same traffic, same situation. Person A is furious. They're honking the horn, yelling, feeling their blood pressure rise. They've given their peace to the traffic. Person B takes a deep breath. They put on music they enjoy, or they use the time to listen to a podcast. They've protected their peace. Same situation, different internal states. This is what Buddha meant. Peace is an inside job. Lesson 3. The root of suffering is attachment. First, let's be clear about what attachment means. Attachment is not love. Attachment is not caring about people. Attachment is fear. Fear of losing something or someone. Attachment is emotional dependence on things staying the same. Here's an example. You love your job. That's natural. But if you're attached to your job, if your entire identity and happiness depend on having that specific job, then you're setting yourself up for suffering. Why? Because jobs can end. Companies close. People get laid off. Nothing lasts forever. If you're attached, any threat to your job becomes a threat to your entire being. You suffer not because you lost the job, but because you are clinging to it so tightly. Buddha taught, hold things with open hands, not with a tight fist. Love people, work hard, care deeply, but don't tie your happiness to things staying exactly as they are. Lesson 4. Let go of anger. Buddha used a powerful image for anger. He said, holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned. Think about that image, a hot coal, burning your hand. When you're angry at someone, you think you're hurting them by holding that anger, but you're not. You're hurting yourself. The person who wronged you, they've probably moved on. They're living their life. Maybe they don't even know you're still angry. But you're replaying what happened. You're imagining conversations. You're feeling the anger over and over again. You're the one holding the hot coal. You're the one being burned. Forgiveness is not a gift you give to the person who hurt you. Forgiveness is a gift you give to yourself. When you forgive, you drop the hot coal. You stop burning yourself. This doesn't mean what happened was okay. It doesn't mean you have to trust that person again. It just means you're done carrying that pain. Lesson 13. Pain is certain. Suffering is optional. Here's another crucial distinction Buddha made: the difference between pain and suffering. Buddha said, pain is certain. Suffering is optional. What does this mean? Pain is part of life. People get sick. Relationships end. We lose people we love. We fail at things. We experience disappointment. This pain is unavoidable. It's part of being human. But suffering is different. Suffering is the story we tell ourselves about the pain. Suffering is the resistance, the why me, the replaying of what happened, the refusal to accept reality. Pain says, this hurts. Suffering says, this shouldn't have happened. This is unfair. My life is ruined. I'll never be happy again. See the difference? You can experience pain and still have peace. But when you add suffering to pain, you multiply your misery. The question to ask is not, how can I avoid all pain? That's impossible. The question is, how can I experience pain without adding suffering? The answer, acceptance. Not liking what happened, but accepting that it did happen. And then asking, what can I learn from this? How can I grow? If you liked this lesson, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you can keep improving your English with us. Lesson 5. Nothing is permanent. Buddha taught a truth that many people find difficult. Nothing lasts forever. Everything changes. Everything passes. When we hear this, we might feel sad. We think about losing the good things in our lives. But Buddha meant this teaching to give us freedom, not sadness. Understanding that nothing is permanent helps us in 2 ways. First, when things are difficult, we remember, this too shall pass. The pain you're feeling right now won't last forever. The problem you're facing will eventually resolve. The dark period will end. This gives us hope and strength to keep going. Second, when things are good, we appreciate them more. We don't take them for granted. We enjoy the present moment because we know it won't last forever. Think of life like a river. A river is always flowing, always changing. You can never step into the same river twice because the water is constantly moving. Life is the same. Every moment is new. Every moment is changing. The secret is not to try to control the river. The secret is to flow with it. Lesson 6. You only lose what you cling to. Here's a paradox Buddha taught. You only lose what you cling to. What does this mean? Imagine you're holding sand in your hand. If you hold it gently with an open palm, the sand stays there. But if you make a tight fist and squeeze, trying to hold it as tightly as possible, what happens? The sand slips through your fingers. You lose it. This is how clinging works in life. The tighter you hold on to something, a relationship, a job, a way of life, the more likely you are to lose it. Why? Because clinging comes from fear. And fear changes how we behave. In a relationship, clinging looks like jealousy, control, constant checking. You're so afraid of losing the person that your fear actually pushes them away. In a job, clinging looks like refusing to take risks, refusing to grow, staying in a position you've outgrown because you're afraid of change. The person who holds things lightly, who loves deeply but doesn't cling, is free. They can enjoy what they have without fear of losing it. Lesson 7. Focus on now. Buddha said, do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Focus on now. This is one of the most misunderstood teachings. Some people think Buddha meant we shouldn't plan for the future or learn from the past. That's not it. What Buddha meant is don't miss your life by living mentally in a time that doesn't exist. The past is just a memory. It's not happening now. The future is just a possibility. It's not happening now. The only time that actually exists, the only time you're truly alive, is now. But most people miss their lives. They're physically here, but mentally, they're somewhere else. They're eating dinner, but thinking about work. They're with their family, but worrying about tomorrow. They're on vacation, but dwelling on something that happened last week. To live is to be present, to actually experience this moment. When you eat, taste your food. When you walk, feel your feet on the ground. When someone speaks to you, really listen. This is what it means to be alive. Lesson 20. True wisdom is knowing when to let go. Buddha taught, you will not be punished for your anger. You will be punished by your anger. The highest wisdom is knowing when to let go. Let go of old fights that don't matter anymore. Let go of past mistakes you keep replaying in your mind. Let go of relationships that are toxic. Let go of the need to always be right. Let go of grudges you've been carrying for years. Think of it this way. Holding on to all these things is like carrying a bag of heavy stones. You think you're being strong by carrying it, but you're not. You're just making yourself exhausted and miserable. Letting go is not weakness. Letting go is wisdom. When you drop that heavy bag, suddenly you can breathe. You can walk freely. You can move forward. This is liberation. Lesson 12. No one saves you but yourself. Buddha taught something that gives people power. No one saves you but yourself. This is not meant to be harsh. It's meant to be liberating. So many people are waiting for the right person to come into their life, waiting for the perfect opportunity, waiting for motivation, waiting for someone to rescue them. But Buddha said, you are your own rescuer. Nobody else can do your healing for you. Nobody else can change your habits for you. Nobody else can give you confidence or peace or happiness. Other people can support you, guide you, encourage you, but the work, that's yours. This is actually good news. Why? Because it means you have power. You're not helpless. You're not a victim waiting for someone else to save you. You have everything you need to change your life right now. The moment you stop waiting and start taking responsibility, that's when your life begins to change. Lesson 14. Be your own teacher. Buddha also taught, trust your inner wisdom. We live in an age of information overload. There are thousands of books, courses, gurus, experts, all telling you different things. One person says, do this. Another person says, do the opposite. Buddha's advice? Listen to your own inner voice. This doesn't mean ignore all advice. It means don't blindly follow anyone. Test everything against your own experience and intuition. When you read something or hear advice, sit with it. Ask yourself, does this feel true? Does this resonate with me? Your inner wisdom, that quiet, calm voice inside, knows what's right for you. The more you practice listening to it, the clearer it becomes. Lesson 16. Don't compare your life with others. Buddha said, "He who envies others does not obtain peace of mind." In today's world, with social media, comparison has become a constant temptation. You see someone's vacation photos and think your life is boring. You see someone's career success and think you're behind. You see someone's relationship and think you're alone. But here's what Buddha knew. Comparison is a thief. It steals your joy, your peace, and your clarity. Why? Because you're comparing your entire life, including all the messy, difficult parts you experience internally, to someone else's highlight reel. You're comparing your behind the scenes to their public performance. It's not a fair comparison, and it serves no purpose except to make you feel bad. Buddha's wisdom? Stay on your own path. Run your own race. Define success for yourself, not based on what others are doing. When you see someone doing well, be genuinely happy for them, and then return your focus to your own journey. Lesson 19. Live with purpose, not habit. Buddha taught, your purpose in life is to find your purpose and give your whole heart and soul to it. Most people aren't really living, they're existing. They're on autopilot, going through routines without thinking. Wake up, check phone, drink coffee, go to work, come home, watch TV, sleep. Repeat. But Buddha asks, are you living with purpose, or are you living out of habit? Purpose doesn't have to mean some grand mission to change the world. Purpose can be simple. To be a good parent, to create things with your hands, to help people in your community, to learn and grow. The key is consciousness, awareness, asking yourself, why am I doing this? Is this meaningful to me? A life of purpose, even if modest, is freer and more fulfilling than a life of success without meaning. Lesson 8. Health is the greatest gift. Contentment is the greatest wealth. Buddha taught health is the greatest gift. Contentment is the greatest wealth. In our modern world, we chase so many things: money, status, possessions. But Buddha reminds us what actually matters. Health is not just physical health. It's a calm mind, a peaceful heart, a strong body, good sleep. Without health, nothing else matters much. You can have all the money in the world, but if you're constantly anxious and sick, what good is it? And contentment. Contentment is the ability to enjoy what you have, not constantly wanting more. A person who is content with little is richer than a person with much who is never satisfied. This doesn't mean don't have goals or don't try to improve your life. It means be grateful for what you have right now, even as you work toward what's next. Lesson 10. Speak only when your words are more beautiful than silence. Buddha said, speak only when your words are more beautiful than silence. Words have power. They can heal, or they can destroy. Before you speak, ask yourself 3 questions. Is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? If you can't answer yes to all 3, silence is better. So much suffering in the world comes from careless words. Words said in anger, words said to hurt, words said without thinking. The wise person speaks less but says more. Their words are chosen carefully and carry weight.
Lesson 11. Be kind to all. Finally, Buddha taught, every person is fighting a battle you cannot see. This is a call to replace judgment with compassion. When someone is rude to you, they might be having the worst day of their life. When someone seems angry, they might be dealing with pain you can't imagine. When someone makes a mistake, they might be doing the best they can with what they know. This doesn't excuse bad behavior, but it helps you respond with understanding instead of anger. Buddha taught that kindness is not weakness. Kindness is strength. In a world where you can be anything, choose to be kind.
We've explored 20 lessons from Buddha today, 20 pieces of ancient wisdom that are still relevant, still powerful, still true. Your mind is everything. Peace comes from within. Let go of attachment. Nothing is permanent. No one saves you but yourself. Live with purpose. Be kind. These aren't just philosophical ideas. These are practical tools for living better. You don't have to master all 20 lessons today. Start with one, just one. Maybe it's learning to respond instead of react. Maybe it's practicing being present. Maybe it's letting go of something you've been carrying too long. Choose one lesson that resonates with you. Practice it this week. Notice what changes. Buddhist teachings are about transformation. Not someday, not when everything is perfect, now. Thank you for spending these 30 minutes with me, practicing English and learning wisdom at the same time. I hope these lessons bring you peace, clarity, and strength. Keep learning, keep growing, keep practicing. This is Sadie, and I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, remember, what you think, you become. So, think wisely. Take care.
Have you ever wondered how people really talk during a crisis? Not the way it's shown in movies, but how neighbors actually communicate when everything familiar suddenly disappears. Today, I'm going to share a true story. A story about one of the worst natural disasters in recent American history and the extraordinary way a community responded. This is advanced English. This is real English. And this is the kind of listening practice that prepares you for authentic conversations about serious topics. Hi, everyone. I'm Sadie, and welcome to Artificial Fluency Podcast. Before we begin, I want to say something from my heart. I upload new videos to our channel every day for you to learn and grow. Don't forget to support me so I can continue doing this. You can help me see our channel in front of more people by subscribing, becoming a member, liking, and commenting on each of my videos. Please don't forget to do these. Thank you for your support. Today's episode is different from our usual content. We're going to explore a real event, Hurricane Helene, which struck Asheville, North Carolina on September 27th, 2024. This is an advanced listening practice designed for C1 and C2 learners. We'll discuss natural disasters, infrastructure failure, community response, and human resilience, all while learning sophisticated vocabulary and authentic expressions. I want to be clear. This story involves real suffering. People lost their homes, their businesses, and in some cases, their lives. I'll tell this story with the respect it deserves, while also helping you understand the language we use to discuss crises, emergencies, and community resilience. You'll hear advanced vocabulary related to disasters, infrastructure, emergency response, and collective action. You'll also hear
authentic expressions that native speakers use when discussing serious, emotionally complex topics. This is the kind of English you need if you want to engage in meaningful conversations about real-world events, conversations that matter. Let's begin with what happened. If you liked this lesson, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you can keep improving your English with us.
September 27th, 2024, Asheville, North Carolina. A city nestled in the Blue Ridge Mountains, known for its artistic community, natural beauty, and relative safety from major disasters. Hurricane Helene was approaching. But hurricanes don't typically devastate mountain communities hundreds of miles from the coast. So residents were cautiously prepared, but not deeply alarmed. The forecast called for heavy rain, potential flooding in predictable low-lying areas, the kind of weather event that happens occasionally, but isn't catastrophic. Let me introduce you to some key vocabulary here. When we say something is low-lying, we mean it's at a low elevation, near sea level or near water level. Low-lying areas are always the first to flood. Now, catastrophic is an important word. It doesn't just mean bad or very bad. It means total, complete devastation, destruction on a scale that fundamentally changes everything. A catastrophic event is one that breaks systems entirely. In the days before the storm, a local woman named Elsa, who worked for an English teaching company, filled pots with water for a percussion. Her partner thought she was overreacting. He said it was a little embarrassing that she was preparing so thoroughly. This phrase, a little embarrassing, is very natural. It's how we soften criticism or express mild disapproval. It's not harsh. It's gentle skepticism. Schools were canceled for rain the day before. This was considered surprising. Canceling school for rain is unusual in a region accustomed to weather. Then the storm hit. Around 5 or 6 a.m. on September 27th, Elsa woke to what she described as a torrential downpour. Torrential is a powerful adjective, specifically for extremely heavy rain. It comes from torrent, meaning a violent, rushing stream. When rain is torrential, it's not just heavy, it's overwhelming, almost violent in its intensity. Her partner, who worked at a hospital, had to drive to work that morning. He drove through standing water on major highways, Interstates 40 and 26. Standing water is water that has pooled and isn't flowing. It's stagnant, accumulated water on surfaces that are normally dry. When there's standing water on a highway, it's a serious danger sign. Then the power went out. Immediately after, cell service disappeared. Suddenly, Elsa was completely isolated. No electricity, no phone, no internet, no way to communicate with the outside world or receive information about what was happening. She described this isolation as surreal, restrictive, and confusing. Let's pause on these words. Surreal means dreamlike, strange, disconnected from normal reality. When something is surreal, it feels like it can't possibly be real. Restrictive means limiting, confining. Without communication, she felt trapped, unable to reach beyond her immediate surroundings. She said something profound about this experience. She wondered whether being isolated from information was protective or harmful. Was it better not to know how bad things were? Or worse, not to know if you were in the eye of the storm? The eye of the storm is both a literal and metaphorical phrase. Literally, it's the calm center of a hurricane. Metaphorically, it means being at the center of a crisis. When you're in the eye of the storm, you're experiencing the worst of a chaotic situation. What Elsa didn't know yet was that the small town of Swannanoa, just east of Asheville, was being completely destroyed. The river running through Swannanoa rose 20 to 25 feet. Houses were submerged past their roofs. People died. Bodies were seen floating in the river. This is where language becomes difficult. How do we talk about such horror with respect? We say things like, there were fatalities, lives were lost, people perished. These are formal, somewhat clinical ways to discuss death. They create emotional distance, which can be necessary when discussing tragedy. We don't say these phrases coldly. We say them quietly, respectfully, acknowledging the weight of what we're saying. The infrastructure of the region collapsed entirely. Not partially, entirely. Infrastructure refers to the basic physical systems of a society: roads, bridges, power lines, water systems, communication networks. When infrastructure collapses, modern life becomes impossible. Power was out for over 2 weeks. Water service was unavailable for 3 weeks. Roads were impassable, blocked by landslides, fallen trees, downed power lines, and standing water. A landslide is when earth and rock suddenly slide down a slope. In one case, an entire house slid into a road. A major bridge to the local nature center was completely destroyed. Not damaged, destroyed. It was cut in half, a phrase that conveys total structural failure. This was Hurricane Helene, one of the worst natural disasters in U.S. history. And the community was about to show what humans are capable of when everything falls apart.
For several days after the hurricane, Elsa remained in her neighborhood. Her area had been spared direct flooding, but it was cut off from the rest of the world by fallen trees and destroyed roads. She had no official information. Everything she learned came from hearsay, rumors, and unverified information passed neighbor to neighbor. Hearsay is a legal and colloquial term meaning information you heard from someone else, not information you witnessed directly. It's secondhand, unverified. In normal times, hearsay is unreliable. In a crisis with no communication, it's the only information available. She heard through hearsay about people stranded, emergency rescues, and deaths on adjacent streets. Then a rumor spread that the local water treatment dam had failed and was about to flood her neighborhood. With no way to verify this information, no internet, no news, no official channels, people had to decide, do we believe this rumor? Do we evacuate based on unverified information? This is the kind of decision-making that happens in real crises. You act on incomplete information because waiting for certainty might be fatal. Elsa and her partner decided to evacuate. They joined what must have been a panicked exodus from the area. Exodus is a powerful word. It means a mass departure, a large group of people leaving a place simultaneously. The word carries biblical weight. It refers to the escape of the Israelites from Egypt. When we use exodus in modern contexts, we're evoking that sense of urgent collective flight. But evacuation presented its own challenges. Gas stations had no power, which meant fuel shortages. Shortage is a crucial word for crisis situations. It means insufficient supply. When there's a shortage, demand exceeds availability. Food shortages, water shortages, fuel shortages. These are the language markers of catastrophe. Elsa and her partner made their way to a hospital, then stayed with family in the town of Hendersonville for about a week. When they returned home, they lived for 2 weeks without power and 3 weeks without running water. Think about that. 3 weeks without turning on a faucet and getting clean water. 3 weeks of washing hands with water from bottles. 3 weeks of not being able to shower in your own home. They relied on camping skills, techniques typically used for outdoor recreation, now essential for survival in their own house. But here's where the story shifts. Because while the infrastructure had collapsed,
something else was being built, a network of mutual aid and collective resilience. Mutual aid is a specific term in disaster response. It means people helping each other directly, without waiting for institutions or government. It's grassroots, neighbor-to-neighbor, community-organized support. With communications down, people came out of their houses to check on each other and share information face-to-face. Neighborhood chainsaw crews formed spontaneously. These weren't organized by any authority. They were just people with chainsaws who started cutting up fallen trees and clearing roads. Spontaneously is key here. It means happening naturally, without planning or external organization. The community didn't wait for someone to tell them what to do. They saw what needed to be done and did it. People with dump trucks and heavy machinery mobilized to help. Mobilized is a term originally from military contexts, meaning to organize and deploy resources for action. When a community mobilizes, people move from passive to active, from waiting to doing. Neighbors shared food from thawing freezers. Without power, frozen food was spoiling, so people cooked communal meals using camping grills. One household used their above-ground pool as a water source, not for drinking, but for flushing toilets for elderly neighbors who couldn't access water otherwise. Think about the ingenuity required here, the resourcefulness. Resourcefulness means the ability to find creative solutions with limited resources. It's a highly valued trait in American culture, especially in crisis situations. People used four-wheelers and off-roading vehicles to check on residents in remote areas that were now completely inaccessible by car. This was the beginning of the community response, uncoordinated, chaotic, but driven by a fundamental human impulse. We take care of each other. If you liked this lesson, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you can keep improving your English with us.
As days passed, the spontaneous neighbor-to-neighbor aid evolved into something more organized. Local businesses transformed their operations to serve the community. Blunt Pretzels, a local business, began cooking and serving 3 free meals a day. They committed to continuing the service for a full year. Not a few days, not a few weeks, but a year. An organization called Bounty and Soul, which normally ran food markets, redirected all its resources to the hardest-hit areas, Swannanoa and Black Mountain. World Central Kitchen, an international humanitarian organization known for feeding people in crisis zones, arrived to provide meals. But perhaps most striking was the arrival of external help from across North America. Utility trucks and electrical workers came from across the United States. Linemen, the workers who repair power lines, came from states across the country. Even French-Canadian linemen from Ottawa traveled to Asheville to help restore power. Lineman is occupational vocabulary. These are the skilled workers who climb power poles and repair electrical infrastructure. In a crisis, they're often some of the most essential workers. Volunteers from New York, Ohio, Chicago, and Texas traveled to Asheville to assist in rebuilding efforts. Rebuilding efforts is a phrase we use for the long-term process of physical reconstruction after a disaster. It's not rescue operations, that's immediate. Rebuilding is the months and years of work to restore normalcy. Here's something remarkable that emerged from the crisis: political unity. 2024 was an election year in America, a time of deep political division. But in Asheville, in the aftermath of the hurricane, that division vanished. The focus was entirely on mutual support. The atmosphere was described as us, the community, together. Not us versus them, not my political party versus yours, just us. This is a powerful observation about human nature. When facing existential threat, ideological differences become irrelevant. Survival and compassion take precedence. The phrase used was transcended political divisions. Transcended means to rise above, to go beyond the limits of something.
When something transcends, it operates on a higher plane than usual concerns. There's also a global dimension to this story. An English teaching platform called Speak English with Vanessa has students all over the world. When these students learned about the disaster in Asheville, where some of the platform's staff lived, they donated $20,000 out of pure goodwill. This money was used for helicopter fuel. Private citizens with helicopters were flying into remote mountain areas to rescue people who were trapped. The donated funds paid for the fuel for these rescue missions. Think about that chain of connection. Students learning English in countries all over the world, contributing money that literally powered rescue helicopters in North Carolina. It's a beautiful example of how interconnected our world has become. The platform also launched a fundraiser where 20% of all course revenue would be donated to a local charity called Beloved Asheville, an organization that rebuilds homes for free for hurricane survivors. This is the language of organized relief: fundraiser, donation, charity, and rebuilding. A fundraiser is an organized effort to collect money for a specific cause. A donation is money given freely without expectation of return. A charity is an organization dedicated to helping others, typically operating as a nonprofit. And survivors is the word we use for people who lived through a catastrophic event. It carries weight. It acknowledges that survival itself is an accomplishment. 1 year after Hurricane Helene, the community continues to process what happened. The physical landscape bears permanent scars. The bridge to the nature center remains cut in half, a constant, jarring reminder of the disaster. Jarring is a sophisticated adjective meaning shocking, disturbing, creating mental discomfort. A jarring sight is one that disrupts your sense of normalcy and forces you to confront something unpleasant. The psychological impact runs even deeper. People experience what's called survivor's guilt, the feeling of guilt that you survived or were spared when others suffered or died. Survivor's guilt is a recognized psychological phenomenon. It's the emotional burden of having been luckier than others, especially when that luck seems arbitrary or unfair. Vanessa, who runs the English teaching platform, described feeling this guilt because her home was relatively unaffected, while others lost everything. She felt compelled to volunteer to do hands-on work, partially to alleviate her own emotional burden. She said something revealing. "My couple hours isn't going to change the world, but it might help me in a selfish, giving back to me kind of way." This is honest. She's acknowledging that volunteering serves the helper as much as the helped, that there's a psychological need to participate in relief efforts, to not just watch from the sidelines. The broader community also carries lasting trauma. People developed a fear of natural elements that were once benign: trees and rivers. Before the hurricane, trees were beautiful parts of the landscape. Now they're potential threats that might fall and kill you. Before the hurricane, rivers were scenic waterways. Now they're agents of destruction that might rise 20 feet and swallow your home. This is what trauma does. It recontextualizes the familiar as dangerous. But from this darkness emerged powerful philosophical insights. Elsa, who experienced the evacuation and the aftermath, articulated a concept she called small is all. Small is all means that small individual actions, when multiplied across many people, become transformative collective action. One person with a chainsaw clearing one tree doesn't change much. 100 people with chainsaws clearing 100 trees opens roads and reconnects communities. One neighbor sharing water from their pool doesn't solve the water crisis, but dozens of neighbors sharing resources keeps everyone alive. She described the experience as having an electric feeling of banding together. Electric here is metaphorical. It means energized, thrilling, charged with intensity. Banding together means uniting for a common purpose. It evokes the image of individual bands linking together to form a chain. She said they were transmuting the crisis and leveraging their grief. These are sophisticated, almost poetic phrases. Transmuting means transforming something into something else, specifically transforming something base into something valuable. The word has alchemical roots, evoking the medieval attempt to turn lead into gold. Here, it means turning disaster into community strength. Leveraging means using something as a tool to achieve greater impact. When you leverage grief, you're channeling that powerful emotion into productive action rather than letting it paralyze you. Finally, there's a quote from Pancho Vermelho, co-director of beloved Asheville, the rebuilding organization. He said, "I'm not worried about who is not here. I'm worried about who is here. And this is the people in the community and the power of all these people. We believe that we are the people that we were waiting for. We are the people that we were waiting for." This is profound. It means stop waiting for someone else to save you. Stop waiting for the government, for experts, for heroes. You are the solution. The community itself is the answer. It's a philosophy of self-reliance, but not individualistic self-reliance. It's collective self-reliance, the community taking responsibility for itself. This mindset shift from passive waiting to active participation is perhaps the most important legacy of the disaster.
We've spent 30 minutes together exploring this story, a story of devastation, resilience, and human connection. You've heard advanced vocabulary for discussing natural disasters, catastrophic, torrential, infrastructure, landslides, evacuations, shortages. You've learned sophisticated language for describing community response, mutual aid, spontaneous organization, mobilization, transcending divisions, fundraisers, survivors, and you've encountered profound philosophical language, transmuting crisis, leveraging grief, survivor's guilt, collective self-reliance. But beyond vocabulary, I hope this story illustrated something important about language learning itself. Real English is the language we use to discuss things that matter. Textbook English teaches you grammar. Real English teaches you how to talk about life, including the hard parts. When you can listen to a 30-minute account of a natural disaster, understand the nuances, appreciate the metaphors, and follow the complex narrative arc, that's advanced proficiency. That's C1 and C2 level English. And if you're here listening to this, engaging with this content, you're building that proficiency right now. The community of Asheville showed us that small actions compound into transformation. Your English learning is the same. Every episode you listen to, every new phrase you absorb, every complex sentence you understand, it's all compounding. You are becoming the English speaker you've been working toward. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Thank you for engaging with difficult, meaningful content. Keep listening, keep learning, keep growing. This is Sadie, and I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, remember, we are the people we've been waiting for. In language learning, as in life, you are your own solution. You know what the difference is between textbook English and real English? Textbook English says, I need to wash my clothes. Real English says, I've got to do laundry. Textbook English says, I'm very busy. Real English says, I'm absolutely swamped. If you want to sound natural, if you want to sound like you actually belong in English-speaking environments, you need to know the phrases people really use. Hi everyone, I'm Sadie, and welcome to Artificial Fluency Podcast. Before we dive into today's advanced lesson, I want to say something from my heart. I upload new videos to our channel every day for you to learn and grow. Don't forget to support me so I can continue doing this. You can help me see our channel in front of more people by subscribing, becoming a member, liking, and commenting on each of my videos. Please don't forget to do these. Thank you for your support. Today's episode is designed specifically for advanced learners, C1 and C2 level, who are tired of sounding formal and textbook-like. You want to sound natural. You want to sound like you belong. We're going to explore 50 everyday English phrases that native speakers use constantly, but that you rarely find in textbooks. These are the expressions that make the difference between sounding fluent and sounding native-like. I'm going to organize these phrases into natural categories based on everyday situations. I'll give you the phrase, explain its nuances, provide context, and share cultural insights. This is advanced content, so I'll speak naturally, at a normal pace with authentic intonation. Your job is to listen actively, absorb the phrases in context, and mentally note the ones you want to start using yourself. Think of this as a masterclass in everyday sophistication. These aren't complicated academic phrases. They're the subtle, natural expressions that separate fluent speakers from native-like speakers. Ready to elevate your English? Let's begin. If you liked this lesson, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you can keep improving your English with us. Let's start with phrases related to everyday household life. The kind of English you need for living, not just for textbooks. Number 1, do the laundry. Not wash clothes. Native speakers say do the laundry or do laundry. The article the is often dropped in casual speech. I need to do laundry this weekend, or I'm doing the laundry right now. This phrase encompasses the entire process: washing, drying, folding. It's a collective term for the whole chore. Number 2, inside out and right side out. When clothing is reversed, we say it's inside out. To fix it, you turn it right side out. My shirt's inside out. I need to turn it right side out. This applies metaphorically too. If you know something very thoroughly, you know it inside and out. Number 3, matching pair versus mismatched. For socks or shoes, we look for a matching pair. If they don't match, they're mismatched. But interestingly, we've also adopted mismatched as a slightly trendy choice. Like, she's wearing mismatched socks on purpose. It's her style. Number 4, swamped or tied up. Instead of very busy, native speakers say, I'm swamped or I'm tied up. Sorry, I can't meet today. I'm absolutely swamped with work. Or, I'm tied up until 3 p.m., but I'm free after that. Both phrases convey being overwhelmed or unavailable, but with a more natural conversational feel. Number 5, run errands. This is huge. We don't say do small tasks outside the house. We say run errands. I'm running errands this morning. Post office, bank, grocery store. It implies multiple small tasks that require leaving home. The word run here doesn't mean physical running. It means to quickly complete. Number 6, stock up on something. When you buy a large quantity of something to have it on hand, you stock up. I need to stock up on coffee. We're running low. This phrase comes from the idea of a stock or supply. You're building your stock. Number 7, run out of something. The opposite, when your supply is depleted. We've run out of milk. Can you grab some on your way home? Note the preposition of is essential here. Run out alone means to leave quickly. Number 8, grab something. In casual speech, grab replaces get or buy when the action is quick and informal. Can you grab some bread while you're at the store? Let's grab coffee tomorrow.
It implies casualness and speed. You wouldn't say grab in formal writing. Number 9, take care of something. This versatile phrase means to handle, deal with, or complete a task or responsibility. I'll take care of the dishes tonight. Can you take care of this paperwork? It's more natural and less formal than handle or complete. Number 10, get around to doing something. When you finally do something you've been postponing, I really need to get around to organizing the garage. This phrase acknowledges procrastination, but with a gentle, non-judgmental tone. It's very common in everyday speech. Now let's explore phrases for social situations and relationships, the language of connection. Number 11, catch up. When you haven't seen someone in a while and want to update each other on your lives. We should catch up over coffee soon. It was great catching up with you. This is one of the most natural ways to suggest meeting someone. Number 12, touch base. A professional or casual way to say, make contact or check in. Let's touch base next week about the project. It comes from baseball, touching each base as you progress. It implies brief, purposeful contact. Number 13, rain check. When you decline an invitation but want to reschedule. I can't make it tonight. Can I take a rain check? This idiom comes from baseball games that are postponed due to rain. The ticket becomes a rain check for a future game. Number 14, head it off. When two people immediately connect well. I met Sarah's friend and we really hit it off. This phrase suggests instant chemistry or compatibility, whether romantic or platonic. Number 15, hang out. The most casual way to say, spend time together. Want to hang out this weekend? It's informal and implies no specific plans, just being together. Number 16, drop by. To visit briefly, often without extensive planning. Feel free to drop by anytime. I'll drop by your office later. It suggests casualness and brevity. You wouldn't drop by someone's house for a 5-hour visit. Number 17, show up. To arrive or appear, often with implications about expectations. Half the people invited didn't even show up. It can be neutral or slightly negative, depending on context. Number 18, bail on someone. To cancel plans or not show up, usually at the last minute. He bailed on me again, 3rd time this month. This is informal and carries a slight negative connotation. It suggests unreliability. Number 19, on the same page. When people share the same understanding or agreement. Let me summarize to make sure we're all on the same page. This is common in both professional and personal contexts. Number 20, see eye to eye. To agree or share the same perspective. We don't always see eye to eye, but we respect each other. Interestingly, you can not see eye to eye with someone, but still work together effectively. If you liked this lesson, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you can keep improving your English with us. These phrases describe conditions, states, or qualities. They add color and authenticity to your English. 21. Dad bod. A colloquial, somewhat affectionate term for the physique of middle-aged men who aren't particularly fit. He's embraced his dad bod. He's comfortable with himself. It's become a cultural term that's actually somewhat positive. It implies authenticity and lack of vanity. 22. Up in the air. When something is uncertain or undecided, our vacation plans are still up in the air. It evokes the image of something floating, not grounded, perfectly capturing uncertainty. 23. Up to speed. When someone has all the current information they need. Let me get you up to speed on what happened at the meeting.
common in professional contexts when someone needs to be informed or updated. 24. Out of the loop or in the loop. Whether you're informed about what's happening. I've been out of the loop. What did I miss? Keep me in the loop about any changes. 25. Under the weather. Feeling slightly ill, not at your best. I'm a bit under the weather today. I think I'm coming down with something. It's a gentler, more polite way to say you're sick. 26. Worn out. Extremely tired, exhausted. After that hike, I was completely worn out. It can apply to physical exhaustion and to objects that are old and damaged from use. 27. Fed up with something. Frustrated or annoyed to the point of intolerance. I'm fed up with the traffic in this city. This is stronger than just annoyed. It implies you've reached your limit. 28. Cut out for something. Naturally suited to a particular role or task. I don't think I'm cut out for working night shifts. Often used in the negative to express that something isn't a good fit. 29. All set. Ready, prepared, or complete. Are you all set for the presentation? I'm all set. Let's go. Very common in American English as a casual affirmation of readiness. 30. Good to go. Similar to all set, ready to proceed. I finished the report. We're good to go. These phrases describe actions, decisions, and how we navigate choices. Number 31. Go for it. Encouragement to take action or make a bold choice. You're thinking about applying? Go for it. It implies support and confidence in the other person's decision. Number 32. Play it by ear. To decide as you go without fixed plans. I'm not sure what time I'll arrive. Let's just play it by ear. This idiom comes from music, playing without sheet music by listening. Number 33. Wing it. To improvise or do something without preparation. I didn't prepare a speech, I'm just going to wing it. Slightly more informal than play it by ear, and specifically implies lack of preparation. Number 34. Call it a day. To decide to stop working or end an activity. We've been at this for 6 hours. Let's call it a day. Very common in work contexts when deciding to finish for the day. Number 35. Sleep on it. To delay making a decision until you've had time to think. This is a big decision. I'm going to sleep on it. Literally and figuratively, it suggests that rest and time provide clarity. Number 36. Bite the bullet. To force yourself to do something unpleasant but necessary. I need to bite the bullet and have that difficult conversation with my boss. The origin is literal. Soldiers would bite bullets during surgery before anesthesia. Number 37. Face the music. To accept consequences or criticism for your actions. I made a mistake and now I have to face the music. Similar to bite the bullet, but specifically about accepting accountability. Number 38. Take a rain check. We covered this earlier in social contexts, but it's worth emphasizing. This is how you politely postpone. I'm exhausted tonight. Can I take a rain check on dinner? Number 39. Touch and go. When a situation is uncertain and could go either way. For a while, it was touch and go whether the project would succeed. Often used for serious situations, like medical crises or business ventures. Number 40. Up for something. Willing or in the mood for an activity. Are you up for grabbing lunch? I'm not really up for going out tonight. Very casual and natural way to propose or decline activities. These phrases refine how you express ideas and navigate conversations. 41. Long story short. used when summarizing or skipping details. Long story short, we missed the flight, but everything worked out. This phrase signals you're abbreviating a longer narrative. 42. To cut a long story short. British variation of the above. Same meaning, slightly different wording. 43. Beat around the bush. To avoid saying something directly, often out of discomfort. Stop beating around the bush, just tell me what happened. Usually used in the negative as a request for directness. 44. Get to the point. Direct request for someone to state their main idea. I don't have much time, please get to the point. Can be brusque, so use carefully depending on relationship and context. 45. In a nutshell. To summarize briefly and concisely. In a nutshell, the plan is to launch next quarter. More formal than long story short, but still conversational. 46. For what it's worth. Preface when offering an opinion that might not be valued or relevant. For what it's worth, I think you made the right decision. It's humble and acknowledges your opinion might not carry weight. 47. Speaking of which, transition phrase when something just mentioned reminds you of a related topic. I saw Sarah yesterday. Speaking of which, did she email you about the meeting? Very natural for topic transitions in conversation. 48. By the way, another transition, introducing information that's related but tangential. I confirmed the reservation. By the way, they have valet parking. Extremely common in casual conversation. 49. Come to think of it. When you suddenly remember or realize something mid-conversation. I haven't seen Tom in weeks. Come to think of it, he might be traveling. Shows real-time processing and recollection. 50. Off the top of my head. When giving an answer without careful thought or research. Off the top of my head, I'd say we need about $5,000, but I'd need to verify. It's a disclaimer that acknowledges your answer might not be precise. We've covered 50 phrases, 50 ways to make your English sound more natural, more native-like, more authentic. But here's the thing. Knowing these phrases isn't enough. You need to integrate them into your active vocabulary. Here's how. First, choose 5 phrases that resonate with you. 5 phrases you can see yourself using this week. Maybe it's, I'm swamped, let's catch up, and play it by ear. Write them down. Second, use them consciously. Force yourself to use each phrase at least once in conversation or writing this week. Yes, it will feel deliberate at first. That's okay. That's how phrases move from passive to active vocabulary. Third, pay attention to context. When you hear native speakers use these phrases in movies, podcasts, or conversations, notice the context. How do they use it? What's the tone? What's the situation? Fourth, record yourself. Practice saying these phrases out loud with natural intonation. Record yourself and listen back. Do you sound natural? Adjust until it feels right. Remember, the difference between advanced fluency and native-like proficiency is subtlety. It's these everyday phrases, these small, authentic expressions that make you sound like you belong. You've done the hard work of reaching C1 and C2. Now it's about refinement. It's about sounding not just correct, but natural. And that happens one phrase at a time, one conversation at a time, one authentic expression at a time. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I hope these 50 phrases give you new tools for sounding more natural in your everyday English. Keep practicing, keep listening to how native speakers actually talk, and keep refining your craft. You're not just learning English anymore, you're mastering it. This is Sadie, and I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, go forth and sound natural.